Hey everyone, welcome to episode 312, Stitching Wounds. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. So there's a bit of a trigger warning on today's episode. My sisters and I always do that. If there's something that's going to evoke a big response, like if we have to share a picture or something about grief, we always put TW, like trigger warning, just so you know, this could evoke a lot of emotions. So please don't watch this when you're in the car wash or you're not prepared. So I just love what we're going to talk about today. But before we talk about stitching up our wounds, you're like, what in the world? How is that even possible? I want to talk to you about, so many of you reached out to me about the letter writing and how much fun it's been. And so many of you are so curious about what it is, why my mailbox looks like it does. And if you're curious about how to write letters to companies and make money as a side gig, this is not quit your job and give up your life. This is something you do in the cracks of your day. It's something fun. Like I told you before, it helps us with the travel expenses of 2 kids in travel sports. You might be planning for a vacation, or you just want to take the edge off and just get a little bit of extra money on the side. Reach out to me and I will tell you how it works and how to sign up for the training that I did and get you launched and writing as soon as humanly possible. You can reach out to me at coachingkelly@aol.com or on Facebook or Instagram, or like always, send me smoke signals and I will hook you up, Buttercup, and you can see if it's a match for you. And if not, that's okay too, because we still have a podcast to share. And today I'm sharing a video I heard that literally, it took my breath away. And is one of those that leaves a lump in your throat after you hear it. And I found this guy on Instagram. His name is Nicholas John _ and I was like, whoa, this video is amazing. And it was very short. And then I looked at his Instagram and he had millions of followers. I was like, oh, I'm not the only one. And so his content is incredible. So if you're looking for someone cool to follow and someone inspirational, he talks about worrying and anxiety and just life strategies of how to handle it all. His name is Nicholas John on Instagram _ and this one is called Stitching Wounds. So I'm going to play it for you, and it is so beautiful. And then I'll talk to you on the other side of it.
I saw this video this week that I can't stop thinking about. The video said that anytime we go through something really difficult, there's a wound there. And the days and months and years following that wound, there's a lot of ups and then there's a lot of downs. And this woman said that the ups and downs are the stitching that bring the wound back together. Like it keeps getting tighter and you're mending the wound, you're healing it. I just keep thinking about that because I feel like when we have down moments, we can get really hard on ourselves and be like, why is this happening? But that's a part of the stitch. It's going to come back up, going to go back down, going to come back up. I just love it. Thank you to whoever put out that video. I can't find it, but I hope you hear this and you think about this whenever you're going through the ups and downs of life.
Isn't that so beautiful? That literally took my breath away and left a lump in my throat and made my eyes water. Because if you watch the video, he's actually, when he's talking about the stitching, he's moving his hand up and down and doing a stitching movement. And it really just paints a really clear picture about how we always think it's linear. Like I should be further along in my healing journey, whether you're healing from something traumatic that happened to you, your childhood, loss of a loved one, loss of a relationship, a breakup, a divorce, you're moving, you don't want to be moving, you're getting divorced, don't want to be divorced, you were cheated on or you cheated on someone else. Like there's a lot of things that create a lot of pain and struggle and trauma in our life. And I love that this analogy of how there's so many ups and downs. And they say grief, whether you're grieving a loss of a loved one or a relationship or a job or a former house that you used to live in and you're downsizing, or a friendship, or there's just distance somewhere where there wasn't distance before in a relationship. That grief, they always say, comes in waves and is so true, where some days you're like, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. And then the next day you're like, I don't think I'm doing okay. I don't think I'm doing okay. And then we put this unconscious pressure on ourselves that we should be further along or we shouldn't be feeling these intense emotions. And I hope I'm always able to help you encourage that you just feel all the feels and lean into that emotion like, oh, today's a pretty heavy day. Today's a heavy grief day. Today is a heavy day of wanting the mom that I wanted to have when I was younger, or a dad that you wanted to have when you were younger. You know, with Mother's Day and Father's Day happening right around now, a lot of times there's a lot of pressure on that relationship where if you weren't raised by a mother or father that you wanted, or they passed away, or there was a divorce, or there was distance, a lot of times we can mourn for the relationship we wanted. And that's a different type of grief. And I love the comments. The comments were like, Christina says, oh, that's so great to picture it like that. Life can be a roller coaster sometimes, but to think that with each up and down, we come that closer to understanding, healing, moving, and on our journey. That's great. Because I feel like there's so much shame sometimes associated with our healing and with our growth and our development and our journey of the ups and downs and the waves of emotions that come, that we feel like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way. And so something has gone wrong. Versus this is the human experience. This is what everyone's feeling. They might not be sharing it on Facebook and Instagram and on social media, but everyone is feeling this in a different way about different things. And Maritza says, exactly, we should be gentle with ourselves and we can heal with time. And sometimes the healing never actually finishes. It's always there. It's always going to be a bruise there. And that's okay too. But not have shame and guilt about it versus accepting the as is of like, ooh, that was a really painful time, or I'm in a painful time, or this is a lot of pain that I'm experiencing right now. Because I feel like the more we can experience our emotions and honor them and allow them and label them and name it to claim it, then we can see it in our kids too. We can help our kids through it. Like, oh, they're having the human experience. Now their emotions are going to be about something completely different. And the younger they are, a lot of times we judge the reason why they're upset. Like, oh my goodness, really? But yes, really, because they are younger and they don't have any type of point of reference of like, this is part of the human experience. They've never experienced this before. And we've experienced it 50, 60, thousands of times. And it's still really hard for us as an adult. So imagine how hard it is for kids. So then we can lean into empathy and compassion like, oh yeah, I know that emotion you're feeling. Now it might be over something trivial like you gave them the wrong sippy cup, but what they're feeling in that moment is disappointment. So our job is to allow that emotion and label that emotion for them. And during calm waters, teaching them strategies of what to do with those emotions when they come up. Because the emotions will come up no matter what. So if your kids are freaking out over and over and over and over and over, don't judge it. Look at it as like, okay, they need more help managing disappointment. They need more help. They need more tools. They need more skills. Just like when we're teaching reading, if your kid is struggling in reading, you're not mad at them that they're not able to understand how to read. You're going to be like, okay, sounding it out isn't working for them. It works for some words, but not all words. They need a little bit more. They need a lot more strategies in their toolbox. They need to learn how to chunk it. They need to learn how to use context clues. And who better to teach it than us? So when we look at healing as an up and down approach, then we can look at parenting as an up and down approach. And it's rinse, repeat. Like we think, oh, our kids should be able to manage their emotions better. But then we look in the mirror and we're like, wait a minute, it's hard for me to manage my emotions in my 30s, 40s, 20s, 50s, 60s. Imagine how hard it is for a kid. It doesn't mean you allow them to, throw chairs and flip out and spit in your face. But during calm waters, you can see your child is having a hard time versus giving you a hard time. And then during those calm waters is when you practice role playing, you practice modeling, depending on their age and their stage, meeting them where they are because it's really hard for them, just like it's really hard for us. So then we're not so mad about it. And we detach and we're like, okay, I need to teach them more strategies. What would I do if this was my neighbor's kid? What would I do if this was my niece or nephew? What would I do if this was a student in my classroom? What would I do if this was a kid on my team? And then you can see that detaching of the ego and lean into the teaching versus teaching with the bitter, resentful energy. And your kids will pick up on that too and be like, okay, I have this toolbox. I need to pull from this toolbox. My mom or my dad is on my side. They're not against me. And the best way to teach emotional regulation is to model and embody it first. And then it trickles down to them and they absorb it from you. So let me know how you feel about the stitching wounds and if this resonated with you and how it did. And let me know what you think about Nicholas John. If you're interested in the letter writing, then reach out to me and I would love to hook you up, Buttercup. I'll talk to you next week. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Hey, mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.